even if you know that this child needs help, if you press them more, there's a good chance that they just shut you down even more and maybe even build up a bigger wall. Now, I think to some extent, all adults and maybe even teachers, we understand that to an extent. But yet, I mean, I've made this mistake before, even knowing this in my head. So it's hard to execute correctly. There are times, and maybe it just takes practice, where if a child is saying like, "No, no, no, I'm fine," and they're not accepting any help, and if you even give them a little bit of help, not even asking, "Do you need help?" but just maybe give them a little bit of answer here or there, and then you can kinda sense they're shutting down even more. There are times where, you're just gonna have to accept that, give them the space, give a little breathing room, but I I don't wanna phrase this as you're ignoring it. You give them a little bit of a break at that moment, but then come back to it a little bit later and go over it with them when they're maybe not quite as defensive or not quite as avoidant as they were before. And sometimes that is the right answer. Always choosing to press more could just push them more away for the time. And so sometimes you just need to learn to back off and come back to it later. And I've found when I've done that, it leads to maybe delayed I don't want to use the word success, delayed success, but it ends up being more beneficial to the child later anyway because they're more receptive in that moment.